Hello, hi everyone. My name is Dr. Sana Khan, your biology expert, and in this video, we are going to talk about malaria. We have already covered the immunity part, so now we are going to cover the most important diseases which can be asked in your exams. Okay, so malaria has been divided into two videos. In this video, we are going to talk about the causative agent and life cycle of malaria. And in the next video, we are going to talk about the symptoms and preventative measures for malaria. Okay, so let's get started and first talk about the causative agent of malaria. So malaria. Everybody of you must be knowing that malaria is a vector-borne disease, right? In fact, you must have at least heard that malaria is caused by the biting of a mosquito, right? So that mosquito is not the causative agent of malaria. Mosquito is only the vector for malaria, okay? So malaria is a mosquito-borne infectious human disease. So what is it? It is a mosquito-borne infectious human disease. So it's a vector which is mosquito over here and not the causative agent. And it is caused by a protozoa which is called as Plasmodium. What is it called as? Plasmodium. So the causative agent of malaria is Plasmodium. And the vector for the malaria is mosquito. Okay. So this Plasmodium is called as the malarial parasite. Now, this malarial disease is a widespread disease. Okay. So if we talk about the incidence of malaria, so it's widespread in the tropical as well as subtropical regions like Asia and sub-Saharan Africa as well as America also. So it's widely spread in Asia, America and sub-Saharan Africa. Okay. So now there are four species of Plasmodium. So we have talked about the Plasmodium. So what is Plasmodium? Plasmodium is a causative agent of malaria. So these are four in number. How many? There are four species of Plasmodium. The first one is called as Plasmodium falciparum. What is it called? Plasmodium falciparum. The second one is called as Plasmodium vivax. What is it called? Plasmodium vivax. Third one is called as Plasmodium ovale. Third is Plasmodium ovale. And the fourth one is called as Plasmodium malariae. Okay, so what are the four species of Plasmodium? Let us revise everybody with me. Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium ovale, and Plasmodium malariae. See, when you're watching the video, try to repeat after me. It will go into your head. Okay, so let us revise all the four species once again. Falciparum, vivax, ovale, and malariae. And among all these four species, most severe kind of an infection is seen in Plasmodium falciparum. So Plasmodium falciparum causes severe infections. Now let us see the transmission. Now we already know it's a vector-borne disease. It's due to the mosquito. But do you know the name of mosquito? Yes, it is infected female Anaphylax mosquito. It is infected, means that female Anaphylax mosquito should also have that malarial parasite. Okay, so the causative agent is infected female Anaphylax mosquito, which carries the malarial parasite and transmit it into our blood. Okay, it transmits it into our blood. In blood where? In blood RBC. So why does this disease develop in our body? Because this malarial parasite, once it enters into our blood, it reaches our RBC, that is red blood cell. And inside this red blood cells, it multiplies. Okay, it multiplies and it leads to fever. So the female Anaphylax mosquito is the one which feeds on blood, while the male Anaphylax mosquito do not feed on blood. Okay, so the male one is not going to cause any disease. The male Anaphylax mosquito is going to feed only on plant sap. Okay, is it clear, everybody? So we are very much clear till here that the female Anaphylax mosquito is a vector and Plasmodium is a causative agent. And there are how many species of Plasmodium? 4 species of Plasmodium, among which the most severe one is falciparum. Okay, now let us go ahead and talk about the main part of the video, that is cycle in human body. See, malarial life cycle is involving two hosts. The first one is us, that is human, and the second one is mosquito. So half of the life cycle gets completed in our body and half of the life cycle gets completed in mosquito's body. So first we are going to talk about the human. So here as it is written, as I told you, so it involves two hosts. That is the first one human and the second one is your mosquito. So now what happens when a mosquito bites us? So this malaria will develop into two phases. So once the mosquito bites us, it will develop into two phases in our body. So the first one is called as pre-erythrocytic. What is it called? Pre-erythrocytic. Pre means before. Erythrocytic means RBC. Means this is a phase which is not going to take place inside the RBC. Is it clear with the word, right? So where it is going to take place? If not in RBC, then it is going to take place in liver. So the first phase is a pre-erythrocytic phase. That is, it is a phase where the infection is in the liver. And the second phase is an erythrocytic phase where the infection has exceeds and it has infected our red blood cells. Very important MCQ. Okay, so malaria takes place in two phases. It develops in our body in two phases, one in liver and the other one in RBC. Liver phase is called as pre-erythrocytic phase and erythrocytic phase is your RBC phase. Okay, so now when a mosquito bites a person, what happens? Let us see. So when a mosquito bites a person, the sporozoid which are present inside the mosquito, okay, where it is present, sporozoid which is present inside the salivary gland, inside the mouth of the mosquito, that enters into our body. See, these are the sporozoid. Mosquito has caused an infection over here. So this sporozoid enters into our body. See, after the mosquito bite, sporozoid enters in our body and it goes where? It goes to the liver. Can you see it in the diagram? You're going to enjoy this PPT. It's completely animated. So after the mosquito bites us, the sporozoid which was present inside the mosquito enters into the liver. And in the liver cells, that is your hepatocytes, these sporozoids are going to multiply. See, so this is a single hepatocyte cell being shown in the diagram. So here the sporozoid is multiplying. Can you see how much it is multiplying? Yes, it is multiplying more. And it is developing into merozoid. It is developing into what? Merozoid. So sporozoid once enter into hepatocytes, it multiplies and it develops into merozoid. And now this merozoid rupture the liver cell because the multiplication inside the cell has been more. So the merozoids will rupture. See, the cell has been ruptured and now it is going to enter into your blood. It is going to enter where? It is going to enter into your blood. In blood where? Inside the RBC. The first phase is over. Pre-erythrocytic phase is over. And now the second phase is starting. That is erythrocytic phase. So merozoid now comes out and enter into our RBC. You see. So merozoid will now infect the RBC. And within RBC, these merozoids will develop into a ring form like structure. So they will develop into a ring form like structure. And now this like structure will show two things. First, it will form gametocyte or it will develop into trophozoid. Okay, so merozoid once infect the RBC, so it forms a ring form like structure. So after that, it forms either gametocyte or trophozoid. And this trophozoid will develop into schizont. It will develop into what? It will develop into schizont. And this schizont will finally again develop into merozoid. Will again develop into merozoid. And once it has been multiplied and develop into merozoid, so now the RBC is going to rupture. Okay, because the multiplication is taking place inside the RBC. So now, can you see it in the diagram? The RBC is getting ruptured and now it is going to infect the new RBC. The merozoid is going to infect the new RBC. Are you clear? I am going to repeat this this slide once again. See, so what is happening over here? The merozoids is entering into the RBC. Okay, there it is developing into ring form like structure. Follow my arrow. From ring-coiled structure, they are either forming gametocyte or they are forming trophozoite. Trophozoite will develop into schizon. Schizons will develop into merozoite, and your RBC is going to rupture, and the new RBCs will be infected. Is it clear? So now within the erythrocytes, when it is multiplying asexually into schizon and then into merozoite and infecting the new RBC, that is a time where you get fever. That is the time where your body experiences fever. Is it clear? So this can be also asked in an MCQ. When does the fever occur? It occurs when the multiplication inside the RBC is taking place and the new RBCs are being affected by the merozoite. Is it clear? So this is a time where there is a classical description of waves of fever. So it arises from simultaneous waves of merozoite escaping and infecting the RBC. Okay. Now the life cycle inside the human body is completed. Okay. Now we are going to go to the life cycle of Anaphylax mosquito, and we are going to repeat it once again in the last slide, all putting it together so that it goes into your head very nicely. So now we have to move towards the life cycle of Anaphylax mosquito. So now when a mosquito bites a person, maybe the person is having malaria. So what it will be is what it is going to pick up. It is going to pick up the gametocyte. Yes. So now the mosquito has come for his blood meal, but the person was having malaria. So while taking the blood, while sucking the blood, the gametocyte enter into the mosquito. Okay, so the malarial parasite, or you can say the gametocyte, will enter into the mosquito. See, so now it has entered where? It has entered into the mosquito, and now these gametocytes which have entered into the mosquito will get differentiated, means they are going to get developed and form into female and male gamete. They will develop into what? Female and male gamete. See. And now, once it develop into a female and male gamete, inside the mosquito gut only, the gametes are going to fuse. Can you see? The gametes are going to fuse. And after the fusion, see, after the fusion, what it is going to form? It is going to form ookinete. It is going to form what? Ookinete. So the mosquito has taken gametocytes. Gametocytes reach to the gut, develop into male and female gametocyte, where both of them fuse together and form ookinete. Now this ookinete, see, now this ookinete, it is penetrating. Can you see it's going inside? Yes. It is penetrating the gut lining. It is penetrating the gut lining and it is developing. Okay, it is penetrating the gut lining and it produces oocyst. See, it produces oocyst. So what is oocyst? Oocyst is a structure which is going to have sporozoid in it. Oocyst is a structure which is going to have what? Sporozoid in it. See. And now finally this oocyte is going to rupture and it is going to release this sporozoid. See, once again I'll show. So oocyte has ruptured and it is releasing the sporozoid. And this sporozoid from gut lining. See, this is the gut lining. From gut lining, it is entering where? Into the salivary gland of mosquito. So this is the salivary gland of mosquito where it has entered. So now when the mosquito bites a person, it is going to inject that sporozoid into the person. And this is now where the cycle is going to get repeated. Okay, so that is a cycle which takes place in the female Anaphylax mosquito. I think there would be few students who would be still confused. Why? Because it has not come all together. So to clear your confusion, please pay attention in the last 5 minutes of video where we are going to put all the life cycle, means the both parts of the life cycle together in one screen. Are you ready? Okay. So now first thing which has happening, the mosquito has come. Okay. It has bite a person. So the sporozoid which was present in the salivary gland of the mosquito has entered into the human body. And in human body, it has entered where? It has entered into the liver. And liver, it has entered into hepatocytes. Okay, it has entered into the hepatocyte, which is a pre-erythrocytic stage. And there it develops into merozoite. Now the hepatocytes rupture and merozoite enter your blood, that is, it enters into your RBC. And when it enters into your RBC, it is called as erythrocytic stage. So inside the RBC, it forms a ring form like structure first, and either from here it develops into trophozoite, and from trophozoite it will again inside asexually multiply and develop into schizoids here. So ring form like pill structure will develop into trophozoite, trophozoite will develop into schizoid, and again they are going to develop into merozoite. And finally the RBC is going to rupture and the merozoite is going to enter the new RBC. And this is a time where you get a classical symptom of fever. Very, very important MCQ. Again, I am saying, when you get a typical classification wave of fever, is your question which is commonly asked in your malarial thing. Okay, so here you have to remember that the fever occurs when the RBC is ruptured and the merozoite infect the fresh RBC. So from here we have another cycle. So either from ring form it's going to go into trophozoite, or it is going to form into gametocytes. And when it forms a gametocyte, the mosquito comes and take that gametocyte into his body. Okay, and when the gametocyte enters the mosquito body, it enters into the gut of the mosquito, where it differentiates into male and female gametes. And this male and female gamete, when fused together, they form ookinete, which enters into the gut lining and form oocyst. So what is oocyst? Oocyst is a structure which has been developed from ookinete and has sporozoite in it. Now this oocyst structure and the sporozoite migrate to the salivary gland of the mosquito. And now when the mosquito will bite a person, from its salivary gland, the sporozoite will enter into the human body. And the life cycle is being repeated. Is it clear? I hope the life cycle of malaria, which is one of the tough life cycle which is given in this chapter, is very clear to you. If it is not clear, please do watch the video second time also, and I guarantee that you're going to be getting clear. Okay, so please remember that it takes place in two hosts, that is first in the human body and second in the Anaphylax mosquito. So this is all about the malarial life cycle. In the next video, we are going to talk about the symptoms and preventative method for malaria and complete the topic malaria. Okay, so I'll meet you soon with the next video. Till then, bye. Take care, work hard, and work for your dreams. Bye.